Okay, so here's the final kit, kit number 4 of Resurrect the Ecto-1 from Mike Lane. Yeah, kit number 4, as I say, the final one. It is the motorised HVAC unit or HVAC unit, cross-section sensitivity unit, hoses, front heat sinks, and final roof box detailing. So this is going to be the final kit. It's going to complete the model. So finally, after I have no idea how many years, 4 or 5 years or something, with the delays and everything, and obviously Eaglemoss going into administration, it will be the final kit, and it will be finally getting this Ecto-1 completed. So this will be the build and everything else for Resurrect the Ecto kit number 4 from Mike Lane. So let's just have a look. What's in what we've got? Okay, it's extremely fragile, it says, so we'll have to be careful. So I'll be very, very careful opening up. A little box of epic stuff, as it says on it. So look what we got. What is that? I completed the Ecto-1. That's fantastic. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. I shall show that off on the close-up camera when I see it, but what an amazing piece of that is. Yeah, awesome. You'll be able to put it on a little display stand as well. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's like a gold medal. I will do a close-up of it. But what a brilliant little surprise that was. Excellent. Yeah, it's like HVAC unit. Incredibly fragile, this one. So keep that out of the way. Amazingly detailed. Yeah, okay, I'll get these all out of the bags and we'll get them or I'll get them set up and then we'll have a closer look at them. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Look at the detailing on that. You see, you've got even printed, you can't even see it's that detailed. The actual kind of label in there. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, a load of parts in there that I'm going to look at, but this is absolutely awesome. I completed the Ecto-1 kind of medal with Mike Lane. Absolutely, that is so impressed with that. 103. If that's the actual number, I don't know what that number is down the bottom. That might be a serial number, I don't know, but it is awesome. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, very, very nice. So thank you for that, Mike. Yeah, so very, very detailed parts. So we're going to get into this. This is going to be the build for this final kit 4. You always get like a nice card with it as well. Gives you details of where to find information on how to assemble it. Stickers. Yep. Okay, so the first thing is detailing, as it says, the HVAC unit, HVAC. So the HVAC unit itself, yeah, very nicely detailed, as you can see. Excellent, very nice. It does say that on a later restored Ecto, it had, excuse me, these stickers on it, these danger stickers on it. So I'm not going to put them on because I want it as the original, but it does show you kind of where they could go. I'm also going to put kit 4 on here. My little kit 4 sticker. Mike's also supplied. So yes, I'm going to keep it to the original. So because of that, all I need to do is install this onto the... Okay, so all it does, it's got little pins, and it just has to go in. But obviously it has to go in a particular way. I'm just having a look if it shows which particular way it has to go in. Yeah, so I think because it's got these vents, it can only kind of go one way. And you just kind of push it down gently. now we've got some ML6 Allen bolts and a Allen key, which is going to be quite difficult to get, I think, because you're going to have to do it at an angle. Now I've got a decent pair of tweezers, so a decent pair of tweezers into there, and kind of you're doing it at a bit of an angle. It's going to be quite difficult anyway. Okay, you don't have to do it too tight, just to hold it in. One in. Okay, so that's that done. Wasn't too difficult to go in. Wasn't too difficult to go in there. Okay. Okay. Now, it does warn you that this next part is very fragile. So these legs on this support for the fan are very, very fragile. So be very, very careful with these. Very careful. You've got to kind of put the pins at the back are actually closer together than the pins at the front. So you've obviously got to be very careful with that. Get the orientation correct. Kind of put the fan in at an angle to start with, and then very gently push these pins in, very, very gently, and that's it in, but be very, very careful with that. Do not be pushing them very hard at all. They are very, very gentle. So now we've got to put this obviously power in, so we take the lid off the roof box from the last kit. So you've got to run these cables through. There's a hole just in the side here. You've got to run these cables through there. Right, so they can come through. Yeah, come through that. Okay, so what we did on the last kit, I think we've got to a little bit undo that, and I think you've got to disconnect from there, connect that up to that, connect up to that, I think. Ah, okay, yeah, we got it. So you disconnect the Y splitter. So I've disconnected the motor from there. I'm going to reconnect that into there. So you take the motor cable, so you're just disconnecting the motor from the Y splitter that you got in the last one, and then reconnecting everything up. So yeah, so that's all done now. Yeah. The motor is now completely connected up. I'm going to leave that. Yeah, I might tidy that up later. That's that on. Okay, this is a very fragile part. It says it's handled with care, so you know, you've got to be very careful. It's so well detailed. It's unbelievably well detailed. The cross section 7 sensitivity unit is just awesome. You know, it's just, yeah, I just can't get over how detailed that is. It's unbelievable. Buttons and gauges, oh, unbelievable. Okay, it's the earth cable that you've got to be very careful with. These ends are very, very delicate, very easily snapped off, so be very careful with those. Okay, so it's the earth cable we're going to put on first, and you've got to kind of work out, it's fairly obvious to be fair which way they're going to go. It says do not glue these at this point because you're going to adjust them, so the first one which is this one here, kind of just goes into there, it's pushed in. As I say, don't glue this at this point. Then it obviously goes into the back of the unit. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when it's done. The earth cable up and round. As I say, it will be adjusted, so. Okay, got a thick earth cable obviously. You've then got these hoses, these ribbed hoses. It says, before adding the ribbed hoses, bend the ends tightly so that they bend on each end. I don't know what it's talking. Is it talking about these? It must be talking about these, I guess. Tightly. That's all it can. Oh, okay. So you have to kind of give it like a 90-degree bend to start with. Giving them a bit of a bend. So I've got to start with the shortest. Work up to the longest hose. Insert the shortest ribs hose into the following holes. Twist slightly as you push for an easier fitment. Wow. Okay, so it's just working out which holes. So you just kind of follow the pictures. I think that's what that kind of looks like with all the hoses everywhere, but we'll wait and see. Okay, I'm going to be attaching this to the car. So once again, it's bringing the car up. Okay, so we're taking the sensitivity unit, which is obviously the thing we'll just be working on, and we're attaching that into here. Now, it's quite fiddly, I think. Yes, to get on. You can see where it's kind of going to go. You have to make sure that the cable for the HVAC unit is kind of down the way, away from it, under it. Not 100% sure how this fits in. It's not the greatest. Well, it's just a bit tight, like a tiger. Okay, and then an ML1 screw is going to hold this on hopefully. Okay, that was reasonably tough to get in, to be fair. Just that sensitivity unit. Just kind of bending it around and making sure that the cable kind of goes on top and everything, and yeah, done anyway. Looks very, very good now. Loop and route the two longest ribbed hoses from the cross-section 70 unit over and into the motor compartment. Okay, so feed this grey hose into the sensitivity unit. This is quite a very detailed part I've got to do now. Yes, very, very detailed part. This very difficult part. I think it's going to be quite tough to show, definitely on camera, because of very small parts. So the very first one, and this is going to require a very good set of tweezers that I seem to have lost, and you can't really see it. It's tiny. It's a retaining clip though. So it's kind of got to go, just to retain the ribbon cable once I get the ribbon cable done. It does say it can be quite tough to go in, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrape off some of the paint. Too much force on. Okay, it does say if you're putting too much force on it, because it is very delicate, just scrape away a bit of the pin with a craft knife. You can also look at opening up the hole a little bit. Yep, happy with that. So that's that tiny little pin in, just for this detailed bit now. So we've got these ribbon clips here, okay, and now what I've got to do is I've got to snap the ribbon clips off. And then I need a minimum of 5 on each, well, 5 on each side of this ribbon, which is just a ribbon. Yeah, it's going to act like a ribbon cable, I guess, computer ribbon cable. So yeah. So there's 10 of these ribbon clip things. Snap the ribbon clips on frames with a tiny dot of super glue to glue each into place, matching the photo. 5 clips needs to be glued at each side of the ribbon cable. Very, very difficult to kind of work out how you're going to do it, you know. Tiny bit of kind of job of super glue. Let's kind of use this to, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, well I can put 6 on, can't I? It doesn't really matter. Does it say minimum 5? 5 clips need glue to each side. Okay, so that's what that looks like. That's the ribbon cable with those attached to it. 5 of them. Now we've got to attach this onto the model, and it's going to be quite very difficult for me to show this because it's at the front of the kind of model. I'll try my best to kind of highlight how it goes on. Okay, so at the front here there is some slots that this is going to kind of get fed into. So you've got to kind of feed actually that might be a good idea to take that off. Feed this into this cable into to start with. Yeah, that's not going to get fed. I mean, it fed in a bit, but not much because the HVAC gets in the way, doesn't it? And I guess if we could, you can get it. You have to go the room cover over and into the roof box, then under the retaining strap. I'm a bit confused how this one goes. I'm a bit confused how this goes, if I'm honest. Using the PH084 ML7 screws and fit the heat sinks into the front of the roof box while in position. Be careful not to over tighten. And so I need some ML7 screws and the heat sinks. These are the tiniest screws I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so that was an absolute nightmare. That took me ages and ages and ages, and it's just getting that cable, getting that ribbon cable over and attaching those front heat sinks. Absolute, I don't even know if I can show it, it's that. Here we go. Probably not. I'll try with a smaller camera. Because it is literally so difficult to do. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to show it, but there you go, yeah. So getting those front heat sinks in that cable in there, and then those front, and then just a very thin kind of heat shrink cable to about a figure of 8. Not easy at all. The tiniest little screws go into that, those heat sinks. Very, very difficult. Took me quite a long time because they are the smallest screws you'll ever believe, but got there in the end. He says, yep. Okay, now it's detailing the radome antenna. Now I've got a slight problem with my radome antenna. It's white. So the Eaglemoss one you got was white. So this button at the back here, it was white. It seems to be black on the pictures, but the one I've got is white, and I don't seem to have got a black one at all. So it's just detailing this. It's already got the detailed stickers on it, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I might have to have a re-look at it, but yeah, it is white with the detailed stickers already on it. So, but what we've got to do is we've got some detailed antennas to put on, which are these ones. I think they're just super glued on, aren't they? Yes, using a small dot of super glue. You're just going to put on these detailed antennas, which are these. Quite difficult to see, but they're just going to kind of sit onto this here, which, as I say, the only issue I've got really is it's white and it's black on the other stuff. So just a little bit of super glue to add on these antennas. Okay. And then yes, it does say sticker kit 4, but I've already done it. Sticker kits. Yeah, I've already done. The red ones, red lines. Yep, already done. Done the roof box lid, so it's just the final details. Complete this ideally, use the remaining 2 lengths of thin rubber hose and single length of thick rubber hose. Feed them through the holes in the side of the roof box and took the loose ends hanging outside the roof box behind the oxygen tank. Use the remaining 2 lengths. Okay, here's the hose. Here's the hose. Use the remaining 2 lengths of thin rubber hose. 2 lengths of thin rubber hose. Use the remaining 2 lengths of thin rubber hose and a single length of thick rubber hose. Feed them through the holes in the side of the roof box until the loose ends hanging outside the roof box behind the oxygen tanks. Thick rubber hose going in there. Yeah. That thick rubber hose going in there. Okay. Got it. Okay. oxygen tanks. I suppose you can put it into the into here as well. One to two, can't you? Feed the last remaining hose into the remote cup. I've done that. The final step to complete your Ecto-1 is apply the tension sticker to the roof rack. Sticker sheet number 7. So where does that go? It goes there, doesn't it? Yeah, so from sticker sheet from 3. Okay. And that's that done. The Ecto-1 is now complete. After how many years, I have no idea, but it is now complete. And it looks amazing. With the roof all done up. I will get it running. I'll do a showcase vid at some point. But yeah, no matter what you say, you know, it is quite difficult in places. I'm going to be honest, the Mike Lane mod, some of it was quite tricky, but wow, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because it looks absolutely awesome. As I say, I will do a showcase video showing off the Ecto, completed Ecto. But it wouldn't have been possible without Mike Lane, to be fair. To get it to this standard, it would not have been possible. So, once again, it's absolutely awesome.